All right, video number 3 of this little series. And I'm going to talk to you about rep schemes. All right, how many reps of exercises should I do? Should I do 1? Should I do 30? Should I do 15? Like, why does 1 rep scheme matter for certain exercises? You may know this. If you do know this, then just go ahead. This is kind of basic information. But generally, when you have an exercise, you have a choice of how many reps you want to do and why you're going to choose a certain rep scheme, either 1 rep or 3 reps or 5 or 10 or 15, whatever it is. Each of those little schemes is going to create a different kind of stress in your body and adaptation to it. So typically, if you're in the 1 rep range, or 2 rep, or even up to 3 rep, what we're really looking at is power. So the maximum amount of force we can apply in a short period of time. So typically, this is where you're looking at power, lifting a ton of weights, something where you really need to work on your strength. And this is really applicable to somebody who's worried about how do they do in an emergency. You know, lifting up something heavy, carrying something, et cetera, et cetera. And if you're using this for competing, this is typically what a power lifter uses to train. So they're doing squat, bench, press, deadlift, all in the 1 rep range. When you start getting into the 3 to, let's say, 6 rep range, this is really where a lot of strength is developed. So typically, 5 sets of 5 is kind of a classic rep range to develop strength. So this is the amount of force you can essentially deliver from your muscles, but this is really going to also tax your nervous system versus something like hypertrophy, or something that's just power, which is mostly nervous system and how much force you can apply. So this is generally somebody who needs to grow strength, and usually you're looking at big compound moves like deadlift, bench, bent over rows, pull-ups, list goes on. But generally that 3 to 6, maybe even 8 rep range is what we would consider strength. When we get into the 8 to 20 rep range, this is where we typically refer to as hypertrophy or muscle building. And this is where your muscle is under so much tension for so long that it is breaking down, right? So it's physically getting damaged, and when your body repairs itself, it will grow. So this is where people are either trying to create a certain shape, right? They're trying to create a certain look, or they're trying to bring up the weakest body parts, because typically a bigger muscle can exert more strength. So the rep ranges really are going to vary a lot for this one, and really you want to choose a rep range that those body parts are going to respond to mostly, and that comes from a lot of experimentation. So some people respond really well in 8 reps, some people respond really well with 20 reps. That one is a lot of experimentation and trial and error. And then typically anything that's above 25 and all that, we start getting into muscular endurance. And this is typically where your cardiovascular system also starts getting taxed, but the reps or the weight being used doesn't stress your muscle so much that it causes so much breakdown. So we've got a whole spectrum of reps that you can choose from. Each one of them accomplishes a different task, and you want to mix and match based upon your goals and what you're trying to do. So that was a ton of information. Hopefully you caught all of that. The next video I'm going to talk about is 3 sets of 12 reps. Why is that important? Why do people do 12 reps? And how you can figure out what you need to do for certain exercises.